as well, which is great to see as the umpire holds the ball aloft and gets things underway at Eltham Central Park. David Edmonds gets up high, taps it down, but it comes down to the Macleod midfielder. A quick clearance out, it's marked, and is in Donaldson's hands. He'll go forward for Eltham, gets it over the pack, but Scooter White just takes the relieving mark of the last line of defence. I think the Macleod midfielder actually went the wrong way, because that clearance did definitely come off a Macleod boot, but fell into the hands of Jesse Donaldson, as a 50-metre penalty has been paid for encroaching the mark. So Scooter White has it at centre-half back for the Roos. He's just going to go with a short kick. That one's chopped off by the opposition ruckman in Evans. And he's just going to assess his options around the ground. Looks like he's going to go with a handball to Ayres. And he's going to launch a ball over the top. Can't find a target, but it's Macleod who have the numbers, so the defenders are going to be able to mop up this one. A quick handball is just kicked off the ground by Valance. And it finds its way over the boundary line, so we'll have a throw in right on the 50-metre arc on the far side, which Eltham are kicking to in this first quarter, the left-hand side of your radio dial.
I think the boundary umpires might get a bit of a workout today with lots of soccer kicks off the ground considering the conditions. It's getting back to that direction again, and Sitsis is able to take it out of bounds for Macleod. So we're only a minute into this contest. The rain continues to fall here at Eltham Central Park. It's not heavy, but enough to impact conditions. Still an okay crowd here at Panther Place. Umpires found a free kick, and they're going to take advantage here to Panthers. Bellchambers can kick the first. It's going to drift to the right, and that's where it stays. And the opening score is a behind for the hosts. They're one behind. Macleod are yet to score, almost 2 minutes into the opening term of this match of the day. So as we said, Bellchambers, an important play for this side.
Yeah, it definitely is. And we do have a very strong crowd here. They all are packed under the stands there. There's a bit of undercover here at Eltham Central. So it's good to see a strong crowd in for these two sides. A lot to play for, as White is going to take the kick out for Macleod. He's going to go with a short one straight up the line to Barden. He takes the mark at centre-half back. He's going to go out to the left. And going back with the flight courageously sits us and takes a strong mark on the wing. And he bounces straight back up, plays on, and finds a target up forward in Brandt. He's going to play on, rolls around into that right boot and goes long to the forward pocket in the manual direction. Ball just a bit too heavy for him, and it bounces over the boundary line deep in the forward pocket for the Roos.
Maybe that's something they might do, just try to get it out the back, because their deepest target is Jake Chiminello, and he's not the tallest player, is Chiminello, so certainly be interesting if they keep this up, Macleod.
Rain now really heavy here at Eltham Central Park as the ball gets tossed up. Robinson able to clear things for the Panthers. He goes towards the centre square. Hudson almost got there, punched away by the Panthers' defence. Umpire calls for a ball up. You can hear it now in the effects mic. It's really starting to get heavy just as the game commences here. It wasn't too bad throughout the reserves, but now really starting to pick up. So clean ball is going to be vital. Hudson's able to punch it away. Getting a hand on it was Valance. Martin, Sitsis. They go towards the boundary line here. Barden can't control it. Darms tries to keep it in play. He'll be happy to see that ball out of bounds. And we'll have a boundary throw in almost true centre wing broadcast side.
And we just cleared up our commentary windows, and they were all clear just as the first bounce happened, and now the rain's come. So
still glad we're in here.
Yeah, it's a bit foggy, so if we get a couple of numbers wrong, give us a break as Macleod get the clearance out of this stoppage. The kick goes forward, can't find a target. It's 2-on-2, and the Eltham defenders do well to just paddle it over the boundary line. And we'll have a stoppage right on the 50-metre arc. And we've just played under 4 minutes here, and it is Eltham with the first score of the day through that one behind. So ball thrown back into play now. Evans able to get a hand on it for the Panthers, but it's the Roos who are able to kick this one forward. A quick kick around the body through Doherty is smothered and finds its way back over the boundary line. So Macleod are really in a dangerous position here. Ball going to be thrown in deep in their forward pocket as that rain keeps dripping right next to our effects mic. And it's going to be Macleod getting the clearance out of this contest through Brandt. He gets a handball out. It's going to be a quick kick backwards from the Macleod forward. And he's going to be picked up by Martin. He's going to try and find a target. The Eltham defenders do well to mop up. And he's going to be taken through Minahan. He goes forward. Can't find a direct target on the mark. But the Panthers are going to kick one towards goal. And they might have the first of the day. It is Eltham. And the home side off to a flying start. As we said, rain covering our commentary window, so can't quite see the number just yet.
I think it might have been Jason McCormick.
Yeah, I think you might be right. So we'll give it to McCormick. He's got the first of the day for this Eltham side. The Panthers 1-1-7, leading Macleod yet to score.
Well, early goals will be crucial in conditions like this, and that's exactly what Eltham have gotten out here. It's absolutely starting to bucket down, and Jason McCormick, he's showing his class there. Is the Northern Bullants listed player, and just he's going to add a lot to this forward line whenever he's available, Jared.
He definitely is. As umpire wastes no time getting play restarted, and Evans is going to get the tap down and get his own clearance. And it's just a big pack of players forming in the middle of Eltham Central Park. Eventually, Macleod able to get a quick kick forward, and the mark almost taken, but just dropped at the last moment. So it will be a ball up inside forward 50 for the Roos, as they just watched their opponents Eltham kick the first goal of the day. Ball thrown back up. Evans gets a tap down, but it's going to be Macleod roving well. Barden gets a quick kick forward, but it's spoiled well by the Eltham defender in Downs. And just paddling it forward, eventually finds its way to Merkel. He's wrapped up and gets a quick kick out, but it's gone off the side of the boot and out of bounds on the full. So another chance here for Macleod to go forward and get their first score of this afternoon. A long kick inside forward 50. There's a big pack of players. And the Eltham defenders do well to bring it to ground. A quick handball out in the direction of Valance. Can't find him. And there's just a pack of players formed. 3 Macleod forwards applying the tackling pressure. And the umpire does call for it.
So ball gets tossed up. We're still inside 50 for Macleod. Tap coming from Evans. Umpire happy to take things again. So Macleod obviously will be happy to keep the ball in this area of the ground, but as you said, Josh, goals will be vital, especially with the rain like this at the moment. They'll try to get one here. They're able to emerge from the pack. They do get a snap towards goal. It gets to the top of the goal square, punched away. Robinson able to keep it in play. Got the handball over to Harry Downs, and now they're able to get things moving away. This is going to be Evans, who clears it towards the centre square. Kick not great. Picked up by Hudson, who sold the candy pretty well, and he's going to send it to the goal square. At the back is Ayres, who's happy to punch that through. And we're going to have a boundary throw-in right next to the point post on the outer side. It's a lead of 7 points so far to the hosts in Eltham. 1-1 plays no score. Boundary throwing incoming between the two ruckmen. Ball gets tossed up, almost grabbed by the Roos. Unable to do so is Hudson. He's still got possession of the footy. Don't know if he's throws that correctly, but they're able to get a boot to the ball. And I think they've kicked the goal here, Macleod. They definitely have, and they're able to hit the scoreboard.
Possibly Manuel?
Yeah, I think it was Manuel.
Yeah, definitely was. Kurt Manuel, who gets on the board. It's just his second senior game of the season. But Manuel gets an important one for the Roos. 1 straight 6. Eltham 1-1, 8 minutes into the first term.
Well, we talked about it at the start of the game, how crucial that duo of Hudson and Manuel will be, and it was on display there. Zach Hudson got into the contest the last couple of minutes, and that was a pretty nice piece of play in the ruck to get it down to Manuel. Quick kick on the boot, and that's a brilliant finish there.
So back in the middle straight away. Evans gets a tap down for the Panthers. And it is going to be rode and sent inside forward 50. No mark able to be taken. And now a pack of players just forming at centre half forward for the home side. And it will be balled up once again. The tap down comes to the Panthers. But no one able to take a clean possession. Eventually a quick hat kick comes out for Macleod, which finds a target. They're going to look to move forward and get another goal on the board. The short ball out to the wing does find Doherty. He drops the mark, so it's going to be the Panthers who mop up. Kick towards Donaldson. Wheels around onto his right boot. Sends one inside forward 50 out to the left pocket. And the Macleod defenders do well to bring that one to ground and have brought it out of bounds. So it will be a throw in deep in Eltham's forward 50. 8 minutes played, or 9 minutes played, first quarter.
Both sides are able to get good purchase on the footy, even in these conditions, which is fantastic. How long that lasts, well, that's where we'll work out a bit later on in the contest. The Roos try to handball their way out of trouble. Valance, can he keep that in play? He just is able to before Medley's able to do so, and that ball will go out of bounds. So 10 minutes into the opening term, just about. The rain has settled down a little bit, which is great. It is both sides able to get a goal on the board, but it's the Panthers that lead by single behind as the ball gets tossed up in the end. Ayres doing some ruck work for the Panthers. It spills out the back. Still a chance here for Macleod to clear away. The kick was smothered. Marked by Shane Doherty, although umpire said it wasn't touched in the end, so he's paid the mark. So Doherty in the back pocket assesses his options. Dangerous chipping ball. Umpire said it wasn't 15, and McCormick swooped onto it straight away. Umpire will give the benefit of the doubt to the man tackled, and that was Jordan Corrali, but always a dangerous kick when you're going across goal on that occasion. Another ball up. Ayres got the tap straight away, but again it goes to the Roos. Sitzis is in the back pocket, collects the football now, and is able to clear it away down the line, broadcast side. Eltham have the numbers here, but they punch it away. Almost picked up by Doherty. He tries to get it back to Barton, who controls it. Eventually he wants to go boundary side, and that's barely 15, but it gets to Kurt Manuel, who's between wing and half back for the Roos, broadcast side. Assesses his options. He's going to go all the way back to the top of his defensive goal square, and the Roos will look to start again. They were looking for the switch, but now they're going to opt to go back to the pavilion side, and they'll just chip it around for the time being. Manuel has it again, this time closer to the 50-metre arc. So Manuel, last year Macleod's best and fairest, got Barton on the lead. He takes that chance, and Barton marks. Still in their defensive half of the broadcast wing. Not many options for him. Decides to chip this one. Always going to be dangerous. Intercepted by Robinson, who's able to quickly get over to Merkel. He sends it inside 50 to the Byron direction. It just goes over his head. It's getting towards the boundary line. Panthers want to keep it in play. Barton applying the pressure at the moment. Ball hits the deck. Corrali, he was in a bit of trouble. Was able to get the handball away. It's still in play, this ball. Barton eventually able to take things out. It's all Panthers here at the moment. Merkel unable to control things at the moment. Roos still with possession of the footy. They almost cough it up, but not clean by hand at the moment. Sits applying the pressure for Macleod as the ball gets hobbled out. And I think the umpire, eventually hovering, is happy to give everybody a little break, including my voice. And the ball goes for a ball up.
So we are on centre wing at Eltham Central Park. 12 minutes played first quarter in this matchup. Evans is able to get the tap down for the Panthers. And his teammate there is tackled by 3 Macleod players. It is going to be balled up once again. So there's a holding free kick which has been paid, and it is going to go in favour of Macleod. And it will be Jack Medley who gets this one. Defensive side of centre wing for the Roos. Looks like he's just going to play on and eventually go with a long kick to a 2-on-2. Merkel's there. Ball just falls through his hands. Eventually does come down to Hudson. Or Brandt, sorry. His handball out. Can't find a target. And it goes through Malloy's hands and out of bounds. So umpire will throw it back in.
So boundary throwing incoming. It's going to be the 2 rucks going at it. One of them is Evans. He's able to get a hand onto it. It's going to be cleared away on this occasion by Mackenzie Hogg. High ball towards half forwards, a bouncing one. Didn't quite work for Martin. Merkel tried to punch it away, was unsuccessful. And then the handball goes straight to Macleod, who kick it inside 50. Not a great ball for either one to control at the moment. They get it all the way back. And now a chance for Brandt, who wants to enter inside 50. His handball goes to Chiminello, who loses the footy. And Eltham's pressure pretty strong early. They're able to win the footy back. This is Colin Culligan, who's also had a handy season for the Panthers. He's going to go to Byron, who's well away from home. And on the second attempt, he's able to take the grab. He's on centre wing, broadcast side. Call to play on now. Sends it deep inside 50. He's got a couple of options. One of those was Robinson. Didn't take the mark. Donaldson was able to get boots of ball. There's a bounce through. It's bouncing all the way to the boundary line on the opposite pocket. And the ball will be tossed back into play 14 minutes in.
You're certainly right before, Nick. The Eltham pressure has been a lot stronger, forcing unforced errors from Macleod in this contest early on. Let's see if they can keep it up in these conditions.
So the ball thrown back in deep in the forward pocket for Eltham. It's Culligan doing the ruck work in there, gets the tap down, but not able to get it any closer to goal. As eventually the ball does just find its way back over the boundary line. So Eltham looking to hold the ball in here and get their second goal of the afternoon and get that 7-point margin back. As Evans goes up in the ruck contest now for the Panthers. A kick off the ground has gone right across the face of goal.
It was Mitch Robinson there with that kick off the ground. You can only imagine the scenes of that one had found its way through the big sticks. Not to be on this occasion. So boundary throw in, opposite pocket, broadcast side. 14 and a half minutes in. Ball gets tossed back. Shallow throw in. Didn't quite work for Evans. Ball hobbling around. No one able to get a boot onto it. Umpire hovering and taking his time. It's going to be holding the footy, and it's going the Panthers' way. So there's a key, holding the ball, free kick going the way of the hosts. And as they try to work out who is in possession, it's going to be in the hands instead of Colin Culligan, who's on a bit of an angle here, but may opt to snap this one. As the Macleod players stay on the edge of the protected area, Culligan snaps and Culligan goals. And there's your second of the afternoon for the hosts. They move to 2-1-13. Macleod one straight 6, 15 minutes gone in this first quarter. And we talked about the pressure earlier, Josh. That might be the way they get goals this afternoon.
Certainly right, and it's going to be interesting if they can continue on this run, Eltham, because they wouldn't mind building a bit of a buffer early on. Just, again, given the conditions, it'd be very heavy underfoot and the ball would be almost like a bar of soap out there now. So pretty decent start from the Panthers, who, despite the pressure from Macleod at certain stages before that goal, they're held up pretty well, and now they're it got rewarded just before.
So ball back into the middle now. Evans gets the tap down, and he follows his own ruck work. Gets the handball out, and now the Panthers are going to go forward. They're going to go with the short handball backwards, and now kick out to the wing is taken. Going back with the flight is the skipper in Valance. So he's right in front of the Eltham bench, and he will send them forward. The strong mark is taken on the intercept through Hudson, deep in the defensive pocket. He just assesses his options out of defence, and he's just going to force to go with a long ball. It is 4-on-2 in favour of Eltham. They get the spoil down, but standing down at the back is one Macleod player, and will burst out, and the kick
great
right onto the chest of Chiminello. And all of a sudden, the Roos will have a shot on goal. And just footy smarts to stay out in that pack as 4 Eltham defenders look to spoil. And hits Jake Chiminello on the chest as he lines up on a very tight angle, but he's done well with the kick. Just fades out to the right-hand side. So the first blemish for the Roos today. They move to 1-1-7. Trailing Eltham 2-1-13. 17 minutes played in this first quarter.
Was looking for his second goal of the season. There was Jake Chiminello, and not bad to get the distance from there, but unable to find the goals. As the Panthers clear things out of their defensive 50. Merkel back into this team for the first time since that grand final. Trying to get a rise up was Ayres, but Hudson instead taking the mark. We know how vital he is to this team. Hudson again tried to sell the kick, decides to go into the pocket. It's a one-handed attempt, almost punched away. Bouncing ball towards the goal square. They got numbers here. Barden got the handball through. Now Eltham arrive in numbers, and that ball eventually goes out of bounds. And we'll have a boundary throw-in, but we're deep inside 50 for Macleod, who trailed this game by 6 points. 1-1 plays 2-1 as we tick towards the 18-minute mark of this opening quarter. Tap from Chiminello, bouncing ball, under pressure is Valance. No one able to get a clean look at it for now. Cook, the debutant, got the handball away. Merkel ducked through it and disposed of it incorrectly. And now it's going to be a chance for Doherty of the Anthony variety to level things up as we approach time on. Great tackling pressure from Macleod in that forward line, Josh.
Well, I was about to say that Joshua Merkel was looking pretty decent coming back into the senior lineup for his first game of the season, but a little bit of an unfortunate error, but still a decent tackle there from Doherty.
For his 199th senior goal, Anthony Doherty puts it through, and we're all tied up at the 18 and three-quarter minute mark. It's 2-1-13 apiece. And a great start for both these sides. Very hard to split, which is great for the neutral.
Yeah, it certainly is. And Macleod, inside forward 50 at times, they've looked pretty promising, like that play, or the last couple of minutes in particular, like that play to Chiminello was a really good lead-up target, and then a decent shot from Chiminello, and then the forward pressure there. It's certainly, again, going to be interesting if they can keep it up for this contest.
So we're back in the middle. 2-1-13 apiece as we're not far away from time on. Tap from Evans, who's had a lot of it already today, but the clearance goes to Macleod. The target coming in from the side on that occasion was Jack Medley, but it's picked up again by Eltham, and then a great tackle from Corrali, not rewarded. Panthers still with numbers. They clear their lines through Stafford. He wants to go towards the outer side, but the ball's been coughed up. Umpire said it wasn't 15, so they'll settle for a ball up. Great play so far from both teams. Macleod starting to rise with the intensity of the game, although the Panthers Well, they were ready to go off to the races through Bell Chambers after winning that free kick in the stoppage, but umpire's going to bring it back. Here's Evans. Robinson looking for a handball received, but hot on his hammer is the 20-year-old Joel Anderson. A big task for him. Evans goes down the line. Few players in that situation. Manuel's tap. It's going to be kicked away, though, by Mitch Robinson, who's able to get a bouncing ball towards half forward, but no one clean enough with the footy except the Roos now, who are able to clear things. They go down the line. Too hot for the target on that occasion. They're close to the boundary line, and Corelli will be happy to see that through. And we'll look for a boundary throw-in, 20 and a half minutes into the first quarter.
It's a very even contest here at Eltham Central Park, 2-1, 13 apiece. Late in this first quarter to tick into time on. Neither ruck able to get a clean tap down of that contest, so the ball just around the grounds. It eventually pops up into the hands of Macleod forward. Gets the handball over the top, which does find Barden. And the kick inside forward 50 in the Doherty direction. He backs back, gets a big hit, but it's going to fall into the pocket, and slipping over is Mackenzie Hogg, and he gives up the footy. The comedy of errors here is now the clearing kick from Eltham Riverlands goes out of bounds on the full. So it will be another opportunity for Macleod with Darcy Barden in possession.
If that was a cleaner ground than it is today, Mackenzie Hogg is off to the races and Macleod probably have a goal, but not to be for the former Heidelberg man.
So Barden has it, man on the mark, standing at about 45 metres out right on the boundary line. Barden shaping up as if he's going to kick for goal here.
There's one man that can.
And he opens the angle up as much as he can. It's the wrong side for a right footer. He's done pretty well to get it the distance and just off to the right-hand side slightly. So Macleod take the lead, I think, for the first time in this matchup. 2-2-14 the Roos, leading Eltham 2-1-13. 22 minutes played first quarter.
It's the big name, Mitch Robinson, to clear things for the Panthers. He wants to go towards the broadcast side. It will suit Barden here. It doesn't quite get to him. And then instead of the handball, they decide to kick it back in play. It didn't bounce well for Robinson there on that occasion. He's doing some defensive work at the moment. Chocker in there as well. Mackenzie Hogg got a handball out, only just. Panthers with numbers. Robinson goes in hard as we come to expect. But it's still Mackenzie Hogg with the footy. He's going to beat it out wide, but punching that ball out of bounds was Miller Wortley. In just his fourth senior game and hasn't missed since round 8. Where he made his debut, he's able to punch that ball out of bounds. And we'll get a boundary throw-in. So with a low-scoring game, the quarters may not be too long, so every goal will be vital. Hudson all on his own, didn't grab that ball in the ruck. Robinson went in again. Sitsis got the handball away to a teammate. Then Mackenzie Hogg, 60 out from goal, sends it to the hot spot. Doherty's the target. He did get hands onto it in the end. Probably wasn't expecting that footy to get to him. Ball hits the deck. A lot of numbers flying around as the cavalry arrive for both. Doherty able to get boots of ball. That's Anthony, who able to get it towards the pocket. Eltham have the numbers, but how will it bounce? Might work in favour here of Kobe Brandt, who's able to keep this ball in play. Now a chance here for Doherty, who's able to keep the ball in somehow. But at the top of the defensive goal square, the mark is taken by Malloy.
And on the last line of defence, he's going to move it quickly for the Panthers. Finds a man on the paint of 50 in Bell Chambers. And he just assesses his options up the ground. He's going to go to Evans, who's second in a pack of 3 players, brings it to ground well. Eventually finds its way to Minahan. He can't take clean possession. The Macleod players are calling for a free kick holding the ball, but umpire says nothing doing and will throw the ball up on centre wing. And play will restart immediately. Chiminello and Evans are going at it. Evans taps it backwards. And it is Eltham who are going to have the numbers here, but the possession is cleaned up by the Roos. And a quick kick forward in the Hogg direction. Can't find him, and the Eltham defenders do well in Wortley. He's going to get a quick kick forward for the Panthers, but that one is intercepted. And Rust is going to rebound for Macleod. There's a bit going on the broadcast side. Ball finds its way to the outer side, still inside 50 for the Panthers, but the Macleod defender's doing well in white, and he gets a clearing kick.
Chiminello at ground level was able to get a handball away. Valance almost able to clear things up, but umpires found a free kick. That's going to work in favour of the Roos. So they've got it defensive side of the outer wing. They go towards the middle where there's 3-on-1 in favour of Eltham. Barton almost completing the mark. McLeod numbers arriving, but not in enough time. As Bell Chambers loses the footy, just got a kick away in the end. Now Roos numbers get to the contest. Bouncing ball, a lot of hard hits. Manuel cops that one as the ball hits the deck, and the umpire calls for a boundary throw-in. And Josh, the intensity has risen in this game.
It's almost a finals-like game, just this intensity. They know what's on the line, both of these sides, and they're certainly delivering.
Ball gets tossed up. Evans unable to get the tap in the manual direction. On the bottom of that pack is Bronson Glasgow. As we'll have a secondary stoppage. So it's 2-2 to 2-1 in favour of the Roos. Vital match here in Melbourne Greyhounds Division 1, as we know. Going in there as well, it sits this again at the bottom of the pack, and then Evans is happy to hold things up. And that will force us to get another stoppage right in the middle of Eltham Central Park. Evans, he's tapping it again. He's doing really well in the ruck situations. As Barton able to get boot to ball, he goes towards half forward. Chocker there, got hands onto it, is able to pick up the crumbs as well, and he's going to try and switch this towards the outer side. Gets it even forward of centre at the moment, but hot on the hammer for Macleod on that occasion was Amor Beale. He did really well. And then the ball hits the centre wing on the outer side. No one getting a clean look. Valance, he's tackled immediately. Ball hobbling around. Roos able to win it back. Corrali at the back of the pack got the handball away. Amor Beale trying again, but this time lost his footing. But he does win a high free kick. So Macleod are going to have another opportunity here if they can sneak an inside 50 entry before quarter time. This is Tyler Amor Beale who's got the footy. Centre wing outer side. Chipping ball. Very dangerous ball, but does work in the end to White. The skipper takes the mark between wing and half forward. We're right under the scoreboard, which sees his side lead by a point. Umpire's going to make him go back over his line. So White will try again as he gets his teammates a bit more settled. Now he's called to play on. Sends it towards the pocket. Hudson's got to beat a couple in the air. Again got hands onto it. Merkel front and centre. It's crushed straight away by a couple of Roos. And in the pocket on the outer side, the Roos will have a ball up. Again, bouncing ball. Merkel almost got there. We clear away instead by Stafford. Although, right next to the Roos bench, we'll have a boundary throw-in. And one more score, you feel like, Josh, will be vital.
Yeah, well, certainly for Eltham. But in saying that, I think the 1 point margin is a fair reflection of this game. It's been, of this quarter, I should say, it's been very evenly matched.
Ball thrown back into play out of side as Evans gets the tap down, but once again it's going to be Macleod roving well, getting the kick inside at forward 50. It is going to be taken, but the Eltham defenders doing it desperately as Chiminello tackled and wrapped up right in the heart of forward 50 for Macleod. So as we said, they lead by 1 point, 27 and a half minutes played, so can't be long left in this first quarter as they look to get one final score on the board. Eltham able to get a clearing kick out of this contest, but it won't go very far. It's going to come straight back for the Roos. And there's a big pack of players forming over the top of this ball. Umpire lets things play. And eventually possession is taken by the Eltham defender, but as pack of players, as the ball comes inside at forward 50 for the Roos now. Chiminello at the bottom of the pack, snaps one towards goal! And it's gone through. Chiminello has kicked the third of the day for Macleod, and just what they needed going into quarter time. Extend that lead to 7 points. The Roos 3-2-20. Lead Eltham 2-1-13. 28 minutes gone, first quarter.
That's a good confidence booster for both Macleod and for Jake Chiminello as well. He's looked pretty decent up in that forward 50. Had that shot before that missed, but this is almost similar to Kurt Manuel's goal. Just quickly got it on the boots and somehow managing to get it through for Macleod. But let's see what happens in these potentially these final couple of seconds.
Yeah, 2 goals in 8 games last year. He's already got 2 goals now in 2024. There is your siren for quarter time here at Eltham Central Park. A fascinating contest that sees Macleod take an early lead away from home. As we move to 3-2-20 for Macleod. Eltham 2-1-13.